Welcome back, everyone, to the GGBL, part number 4 of our opening day slate. You know what that means. That means that opening day is going to be completed at the end of today's episode. Keep in mind, I do have a podcast scheduled here for later this afternoon with a lot of our key contributors, channel supporters, patrons, so on and so forth. But if you guys would like to join in too, make sure you're joining the Discord and let me know if you're interested in doing that. So let's get underway here. We've got LA and San Francisco, two NL West opponents here. LA getting on top of Parker Burnside, 2-0 here early, going on the road. Always a tough matchup when you're in Golden Bay Park. The park does play small. It's very, very short porches out there. So home runs, not at a premium in this ballpark here. It's already 2-0. David Buyek's got one. Here's Willie Talbot sending one deep here. Ben McGinnis, the left fielder today, was formerly a Columbus Cardinal, was acquired at the trade deadline at one point, and he robs Talbot of a home run. Didn't get the out, didn't make the catch, but it still robbed him and kept him off the board. So it's still 2-0 game here. Elior's gotten some run support. He's gotten some solid defense, but he does allow the run to score here. Timothy Pierce, the big-time free agent acquisition, going to ground out. But, again, the run does score. So runner on third base, 1-2 pitch, and a base hit for Vincent Bonds. One of the top rookies from a couple of seasons ago. He's really kind of rounding out his game into being a big-time player. Now here in the bottom of the fourth inning, 2-2 game. After Bonds had delivered that RBI single, Lederman comes through with a double, a leadoff double. It's a good start here to getting on top of a tough pitcher in Elior. Already got 2 runs scored against him. Now they're going to make him work here in the bottom of the fourth. Runners on the corners now after an out. Remember, runners were on first and second. Ground ball moved the runner over to third from second, and there you go. So that's a manufactured run for Willie Talbot. He's been really digging that left field wall, really giving McGinnis a hard time out there. But a base hit here by Timothy Pierce going to put San Francisco even further in the driver's seat here, 4-2. Street will score. Pierce loving it. So do the Grizzlies. 0-2 pitcher to Vincent Bonds. Back up the middle. Going to bounce off of Elior's foot. And then runners trying for home. That's Pierce. And I don't know what he was thinking, man. You're on second base, man. You're trying to stretch that into a run? Don't do that. Keep working it. Keep working it. So 4-2 game here. San Francisco giving the hometown faithful a good show here. 4-2. Parker Burnside pitching well. Throw down. Not in time. It's going to be a stolen base here for LA. We are in the top of the 6th, by the way. 1-0 pitch. Base hit. Here comes the throw from Vincent Bonds. It's going to be a little offline, and it is now 4-3. So LA also trying to manufacture their own run support here. Nice strikeout there. Good pitch on George Ariano. Big-time hitter there for LA. Good hitter as well. Clay Hodges going to check in at 2 ERA through 76 and 2/3 innings. He's solid, but Liad says, I'm solid. I'm more solid. I'm built, bro. 417. He mashed it. First home run of the year for Liad. And I really would have liked to see him hit the home run off of Elior. Wouldn't that have been fun? They're related. I don't know if they're brothers or cousins or what the deal is, but they're related. So bottom 7th here, still 5-3 game. Make it 6-3. We're shooting for 7? No, we're not going to be aggressive there. Timothy Pierce, I'm looking at you. Vito Vega, what about him? Base hit. That's going to score a run. 7-3 game. 2 runners on. They got a chance for more. Liad, deep drive to right field. Giving chase at the wall. Looking up. That baby's gone. Liad Lederman has had himself a ginormous game. I wanted to use the G because the Grizzlies alliteration, guys. GG. No, GG9. Goldglover Baseball. Yeah. Anyway, Liad was definitely your player of the game. 3 for 4 today. 2 homers, a double. Burnside gets the win. Should have mentioned this when we're looking at their statistics here. Both pitchers, Parker and Elior, did not have a winning record as far as their pitching stats goes. So they did not either get a lot of run support, or in their losses they were bad. In their wins they might have been decent. You know, you can figure out the variables there, but either way, they were not winning pitchers last year. Want to look at a winning pitcher it's Alexei Shevchuk. Remember, the big storyline here, he did not want to continue pitching for the Richmond Good Boys. He's had a lot of success with them. A lot of Gold Series. He's made it every single year, but he wanted out. He wanted the big payday. He wanted to be the ace of a staff rather than be in the shadows of James Monroe out there for Richmond. Now he's pitching out here in Seattle. He was a part of the big trade for Kenneth Alexander Jr., now in Richmond Good Boy pinstripes. And so is Seiko Ichiman, the shortstop here, coming over from the Carolina Blue Sox. So Seattle, by some accounts, they got worse, but I think they actually got a little bit better. We'll see how it all pans out here in this opening day game here at Kenneth Alexander Sr. Memorial Stadium. Base hit here for Seiko Ichiman. That's a good way to get your career started as a Seattle Emerald. Madison's going to strike out Clayton Hall. Now he's in the spotlight now. He was big-time first baseman for the New Orleans Swing. Came over here in a trade deadline deal a couple seasons ago. Was the primary designated hitter. And now he's in the limelight at first base here. The big position, as Kenneth Alexander Jr. held that for quite some time. Nacho Molina, big-time player, guys. You saw him. Threw a runner out. Now he's hitting a home run. I mean, this guy's a complete catcher. So Shevchuk gives up the early run. Connor Murphy's going to strike out here. That's a drafted prospect that we have not yet seen his GGBL debut yet. And today's the day. How about Nick Vandenboom? Yeah, he's a guy. He's a drafted prospect just last season. He's a big dude. Big dude. Stung that baseball off of Shevchuk. Not the easiest assignment to get a guy like that. But you can tell your grandkids about it. They got a base hit off of Alexei Shevchuk, GGBL Hall of Famer. Nacho Molina will lose this battle here to Shevchuk this time around. Chevy's got a couple strikeouts here. Top of the fourth we go. Still 2 down. Goro Kobayashi will make the catch, and Shevchuk has settled down after giving up that solo shot off of Nacho Molina, limiting San Diego to just 1 run. Now, look at this. So Seiko Ichiman's got the 2 hits against Jimmy Madison. Other than that, Seattle's offense has been fairly anemic against Madison. They have not been able to figure him out, but Seiko has. Now, take a look at this. Connor Murphy, not known for his arm, but my goodness, he absolutely gunned out Seiko Ichiman. I don't know how the umpire called him safe. It must have just been a very savvy slide for him, avoiding it, but Joshua Torres strikes out, and San Diego's little push there comes up short. Look at Seiko. Look at the defense by this man. You think they're going to love that? I think they're already loving it. I mean, this guy provides it with the bat. He provides it with the glove. And, well, I spoke too soon. He strikes out here. I don't know what he's swinging at, but Madison's like, okay, I'll take that. I'll take that. 10 out of 10. 3-2 pitch here. Shevchuk against Connor Murphy. I'm looking for his first base hit. Not going to happen here, it doesn't look like. We're in the top of the 7th inning. Shevchuk's in a little bit of trouble. He's got to get the rookie Vandenboom. Here's Brent Miller at third base. Nice toss over to first, and Clayton Hall completes the putout. So Shevchuk's day is done. Madison, though, on the other side here in the bottom of the 7th, walks Joshua Torres, and that's going to signal the end of the day for him. Now you've got runners on first and second with nobody down, and you've got to go to the pen with Rick Mosley, a 30-year-old pitcher who did not pitch in the GGBL level last season, but he does get a big strikeout here against Brent Miller. He's a pretty solid hitter. Not the most known guy for Seattle, but he's pretty good. Meanwhile, Elvis Doe, your favorite named catcher, he's got Mosley all shook up. You get the reference, guys? I hope you do. 3-run shot for Elvis Doe. I should say, don't be cruel. He was big time cruel. He was majorly cruel to San Diego on that 3-run shot. 3-1 Seattle here in this ball game. Carson Willard, we haven't really seen too much of him lately. His rookie season, he was a boss the first month or two, and then he's just kind of disappeared a little bit. But that's a good start there for San Diego in this top of the 8th inning. A base hit here, that's a double. But Floyd will move the runner over. Willard over to third base now. Julian Reyes got to come up with a base hit, but I guess it's not needed. Willard's going to score. No throw to home. It's now 3-2. This was just completely whiffed by Elvis. And honestly, I think that the pitcher probably needs to make a better pitch. You're not even helping out your catcher at that point. So 3-2 game. Seattle, do you think that they have this one? They've been shown that they can blow these games. So I'm a little nervous if you're a Seattle Emeralds fan. Goro Kobayashi, little bunt single. That's a base hit. 1-2 pitch here to Clayton Hall. He strikes out. Stolen base attempt is successful for Kobayashi. He's in there safely. First stolen base of the season. And now they're going to actually intentionally walk Joe Shotora. They've really kind of pitched around him, had nothing to do with him. I think that's the strategy. They don't have KAJ. He's the only guy that could really beat you in this lineup. They don't want anything to do with him, so it's good to pitch around him. However, Brent Miller comes through in the clutch. It's 4-2, base hit right down the line. There you go. So a 2-out double for Brent Miller, and it was pretty close. Pretty close. I don't think that the fans even knew that it was a fair ball. They didn't really get into it at all at that point. Ground ball, third base. Oh, they threw Cornelius Kane off the bag. It's going to lead to another run. 5-2 game. Danny Riddle basically just threw the game away. So top of the ninth, ground ball. Clayton Hall's got that one, and that's it. That's the game. Seattle will take care of this one. They are 1-0 to start the early season, and that's got to be a good feeling, especially with all of the drama that took place in the offseason, all of the question marks, all of the doubt that might have been seeping in across the GGBL world, the media, even in their own state, right? All the Seattle Emeralds fans just wondering if that was the right move to get rid of the NL MVP in KAJ. Seems like it worked. All right, let's head out to the next matchup here. We've got an AL matchup here between the Washington Swamp Monsters and the Minnesota Jacks. And, of course, the Swamp Monsters throwing out their big-time ace, Chris Peterson. 33 starts last season. 16 of those starts had a decision attached to them. So either the bullpen was blowing it or he wasn't getting any run support in order to win those decisions. Either way, however you slice and dice that data, something was up with Washington last season, and hopefully this year in Season 4, it's going to correct itself. But so far, so good. Bottom of the first inning, that's a double here, a leadoff double for Pinkard. Ground ball here for Baker T. Brooks. He's going to run that thing out, so that's a base hit. Hometown scorebook. Not going to register that as an error. Now, here is the former Iowa Reaper, the big-time hitter Sebastian Salvatore. Basically Robinson Cano. I mean, he's got his stance, he fields well, he hits well, but had kind of a down season in Iowa last year, and he basically saw the writing on the wall. That team is actually on the down slope. He wanted out. But unfortunately here for the Swamp Monsters, it looks like that offense is still a problem. McClendon's obviously pumped up because he got himself into a jam and found a way to wiggle out of it. Could have been a disastrous inning for the Jacks. Washington can't do anything with it. However, next inning, bottom two, Ezra Cavedo comes through with an over 400-foot home run. That's a 2-run shot. He will score Jake Taylor. Top of the third, 3-1 pitch to Johnny Redmayne. He's going to get one back. That's a solo shot. Love to see that for Johnny Redmayne. He is a custom player that has not been able to crack the lineup for quite a few seasons, but he is here today. Season 4 is a new story for him. Watch out for that guy, Johnny Redmayne, shortstop. Look at him. He can play some defense too. Look at that double play opportunity. Not going to get Cavedo, not going to double him up, but my goodness, this dude can do it all. He can field, he can hit, he can steal some bags as well. Gotta love that. So Minnesota hanging in here with Washington. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Redmayne's going to strike out, so Chris Peterson wins that battle. Then we got Lane striking out here in a kind of a 50-50 call there. Maybe it just nicked the inside corner, but the umpire is going to give it to Peterson. He got that hometown call. He got that Cy Young call. He's also going to get the next batter here for another strikeout. So Stuart Grant in the 7th inning, or the 8th inning. Let's see. Yes, top of the 8th inning. Excuse me. He's got to face Johnny Redmayne as Chris Peterson's day is done. And Redmayne says, I'm going to go to the left side this time. Hit one deep center. Now I'm going to hit one deep left. 106.6. I've always admired that on the exit velos. Just seeing how far these guys hit it. How hard that they hit it. Redmayne's just a special dude, man. 2 home runs in this game. Tying this baby up. It is 2-2. Still top of the 8th. 1 down. Stolen base there for Jamie Lane. Saunders, he's already got a hit today, and that's going to drop for another one. It's going to roll all the way to the wall as Quevedo in center field can't handle it. And Minnesota, late in this ball game, they take the lead, 3-2. Wow. So maybe this is the season. Maybe the Jacks have it. They've got it going on. We'll see. Wallace Campbell, a guy that, again, did not pitch last season. Seems like we're having a lot of those guys show up. What's happening out in right field? Keegan Killian Murphy, he's a rookie. Just got signed this offseason through the international process. Stolen base there for Quevedo after that base hit that he had. First stolen base on the season. Leonard Nishii, base hit up the middle. Throw coming in from Grandstaff, and it's... Ooh. Held him. I thought they were going to have a play at the plate, but they held him. Ken Medrano. Fly ball to center. With 1 out, I think that this is going to be enough, and it will be. Run's going to score. It's going to be 3-3. It was actually pretty darn close. It's a great throw from center field. Quevedo's clapping, being a little bit hostile, a little bit toxic, but it's a tie ball game. Unfortunately for Washington, had a chance to take the lead there in the bottom of the 8th inning. You would have really liked that to happen because in the top of the 9th, you could win it here. Deep drive from Louis Patel, but Doe is going to make the catch. And no, that is not Elvis Doe, and he's not related. But man, what a catch out there in right field. You got Yoma Kit Kat is up. 0-2 pitch. He'll fly out to Baker T. Brooks out there in left field. And we will go to the bottom of the 9th with a chance for the Swamp Monsters to walk it off against one of my favorite names in the GGBL, computer guy, CPU dude, Kiki Norcross. Baker T. Brooks strikes out. We've got Salvatore popping out in foul ground for out number 2. And then, oh, a base hit. Base hit for DJ Taylor. He will stop at first base, and the winning run is at first. But with 2 outs, you got to hope for Jake Taylor to hit one in the gap or just hit a home run, because you know that DJ's not scoring from first. However, it didn't even get out of the infield. That's a pop-up in foul ground, and Kiki Norcross gets out of it. So we are going to go to the top of the 10th. We've got extra innings baseball here for opening day in the GGBL. Nobody down. Keegan Killian Murphy. Base hits. 1-1 pitch, and man, Nunez just laid it there on a silver platter for Keegan Killian Murphy. Watch that. That Pete Alonso stance. Just stay back there nice and quiet. Base hit here. Baker T got to come up firing. They do. They'll hold the runner at third. So nobody out. Redmayne, his 3rd hit of the night. Jamie Lane goes deep. He goes yard. 3-run shot in a tie ball game. 428. It was absolutely nuked. Nunez can't even get an out, guys. Can't even get an out in this top of the 10th inning. He will be replaced. And I think that pretty much sealed the game, don't you think? Well, it's not over yet. Did Washington come back? Victor Cortez checks in. Can he get some outs? Nope. Leslie Saunders goes deep. Solo shot. It is now a 4-run lead in the top of the 10th. And spoiler alert, Washington does not come back in the bottom of the 10th. Redmayne is definitely your player of the game here. 3 for 4 today. 2 home runs, 2 ribbies. Of course, Kiki Norcross gets the win. But man, what a performance there by the Minnesota Jacks to take down the Monsters. on the road. So again, don't want to jump to conclusions based on one game, but I've been kind of saying it for a couple seasons now. Maybe Minnesota, this could be the year that they finally make the postseason. Still a lot of baseball left. Let's jump here to Pittsburgh and New York. Two teams that hate each other. Two AL East opponents. Good custom player pitching matchup here. Reagan Landish against Liam Snow. Plus we have Randall James coming over from the Buffalo Saucers and Orlando Sun Sox series over there on my main channel, my main Goldglover 9 channel. And it's kind of fitting because he is a Buffalo Saucer. Buffalo, New York Pizzazz in a different universe. He's coming on over here for the Pizzazz. Hopefully give him some more power in that lineup. All right, bottom of the third inning after some pretty darn good pitching from both Landish and Liam Snow. A lot of strikeouts here between both of these pitchers. Look at that cut fastball. That is nasty from Reagan Landish. 5 strikeouts already. He hasn't even pitched 3 complete innings yet, but he is in some trouble. And this is something that happens to Reagan Landish quite often. Is he going to be able to wiggle out of this? He cannot. More runs are going to score. It's like that's the thing with Landish. He's got a lot of strikeout stuff, but his pitch count gets way too high because of all the strikeouts. And then he gives up a lot of base runners, and he pays for it. 2-2 pitch, another strikeout. So again, he is boom or bust type of pitcher. Meanwhile, on the other side, 2-2 pitch here in the top of the fourth. He's going to get John Fletcher. That is strikeout number 5 for Liam Snow. I expect Liam Snow's ERA and his whip to come down this season. I think he's going to take a big leap forward. He's already got 6 strikeouts, and it's the top of the fourth inning, guys. So he is just cruising through this pizzazz lineup here. Full count pitch. Again, Landish, another strikeout, hitting 97 on the four-seamer. Already got another runner on base here at second, but he hits Denzel Good the fourth, and that's going to signal the end of the day for Reagan Landish. They're going to go to the bullpen. Again, that pitch count just got a little too high. I don't really blame him for that move because, again, pitch count, situation in the game. Yes, it's the fourth inning, but it's also opening day. You need your ace pitcher to come back tomorrow. But Duckworth will strike out, and Gallegos got a little shaky there with the walk after he came in, but he does get the strikeout end of the inning. New York holds this to a reasonable deficit, still 2-0. Liam Snow is 7th strikeout of the game. And then a line out there to shortstop, Denzel Good the fourth. And guys, that'll actually do it for Liam Snow's performance today. His day is done. Baza Beasley out there in right field and foul ground made a really nice throw to second base, but Hinkle is in the second with a 2-out double. Let's see if Good the fourth can come through here. Base hit. Looks like we might have a play at the plate. Here comes the throw from Baza Beasley, but going to be not in time. I don't think that there was anything he could really do at that point, but RBI single for Denzel Good the fourth. Now here's Brody Bush, left-hander against Cody Davis. Tough matchup. Lefty-lefty. Bush wins the battle by drawing the walk. One down, by the way. Third baseman's going to throw it into the outfield. Not good. Because, guys, we're in the top of the ninth. Manager's extremely upset. I've never seen that animation. Ever. I've watched a lot of these games that have been simmed. I've never seen that. And they'll make a change. They're upset. They're very upset. They know that they have this game. They can win this thing. So 2-2 pitch here. Base hit right past the third baseman. Giving him a lot of problems over there at the hot corner. It's 4-1. Beasley comes through the RBI single. Junquan Park comes through. That one's going to loop right in front of the left fielder. That's going to score another run. So the Pizzazz coming back here in the top of the ninth. A last-ditch effort for New York. But can they cap it off? They've got one down. Don't ground out into a double play. Can't do that. Bendito can't even take the bat off his shoulders. And now they're down to the last out. Here's Scott Dorda. Line drive to right field, but Karros will take that one. And the game is over. Liam Snow, his bullpen hangs on, and he will get credited with the win. 7 strikeout performance for the Pittsburgh Hammers. Ace of the staff. It was a beautiful outing for him. He did really, really well. 0 earned, 1 walk, 7 Ks. Can't ask for more than that. Definitely your player of the game. Landish gets settled with the loss. He didn't pitch that bad. It's 7 strikeouts and 2 walks, but man, the pitch count, he only lasted 3 2/3 innings. It's just that was a struggle for him, and it has been for many years, trying to manage that pitch count throughout these games. Got to limit the walks. A lot of strikeouts also mean a lot of pitches. You got to get 3 of them. You got to get 3 strikes to get a strikeout, right? So, not to beat a dead horse, but if you're a strikeout pitcher, your pitch count's usually going to get pretty high. Just kind of the nature of it. It's the math of it. It happens. So, that's it for opening day. Let me know in the comment section what you guys thought about all of the games, not just these ones, but maybe all of them. Maybe what was your favorite game that you saw? What are some early takes that you have? Because I'd like to know kind of what the community is thinking. What we're going to do from this point forward is we are going to implement a podcast. I talked about this at the very beginning of this video. I've mentioned it in passing in a couple videos here in the past couple of uploads, maybe even a community tab post or inside my Discord, which, by the way, if you have not joined the Discord, I'd really appreciate if you guys did do that, because it just kind of keeps you in the loop of everything that's being discussed, breaking news across the GGBL or trade rumors, and just a lot of conversations happening there with the community. It's a really great spot. We don't really have any problem childs there in the Discord, so if you've had bad experiences of Discord in the past, please just know that our Discord is pretty clean. It's got a lot of good people in it, and it's not very dramatic. I'll just say that firsthand. So anyway, podcast here later this afternoon. I'm going to have channel contributors and patrons, and maybe many of you guys that maybe just watch casually, or you kind of want to put out your opinion to the community, maybe who you think is going to win the Gold Series based on what you've seen here in opening day. Might be little bit of a overreaction based on one game, but we will actually be simulating live. I want to do this and show this to you live. All of March's games, April and May. So we're going to simulate basically 3 months of games on everyone's schedule, reset the deck for June, and then kind of assess where we're at with MVP award races, statistics, standings, of course standings, and maybe even do some prospect updates as well, some organizational updates, who's performing well, who's hot, who's not, who needs to be called up or called down. It's gonna be it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be a fun podcast. Hope to see you guys there. What we're going to do moving forward as far as a structure goes for the GGBL is, again, Fridays. Opening day is a little different because you've got all these games and all these slates. You got to split this stuff up. But every Friday is a GGBL day. That's what I'm going to try to shoot for. Fridays are GGBL days. I'm going to try to post those in the afternoons, probably like 5 or 6 o'clock, basically dinner time for most families out there, and then do a podcast that Friday night at around 8, 9 o'clock, maybe even sometimes 10 o'clock, kind of a late night podcast, just to kind of reset the deck again and discuss amongst the community all the happenings across the league. So it'll be informative, it'll be fun, there'll be opportunities to win channel points in there too for those of you guys that check in. It'll be fun. We got a whole design for it, and yeah, should be cool. So guys, leave a like if you like this thing. I will see you in the next one, which will be this afternoon's podcast. And we're going to have a trial run here on all of the ideas that I have are going to work. Channel points, formatting, community coming in and getting on Discord for calls. We'll get you guys' audio in here. We'll take turns with analysis. It'll be fun. So I'm really promoting this. I'm really hitting it hard, but I hope you guys will join in and join the fun. So guys, again, leave a like if you like this thing. I appreciate your viewership of this series and your support, and I will see you guys in the next one. As always, thank you so much for watching, and peace.